Hi, welcome to my channel, Clean Beauty Babe, where today we discuss brows over 40, all the things. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. I'm Michelle Spieler. I have titled myself Clean Beauty Babe on social media and here on YouTube because I try at 53 years old, working very hard on my health for 7 years now, to use products that are pretty much agreed on that have safe ingredients. Okay, I won't use products with questionable ingredients just because I don't need to. There's more and more clean, safe ingredients out there. More brands are building clean beauty products and they're rivaling the quality ones and the luxury ones of many years, but with ingredients that aren't linked to health problems, okay? So today I want to discuss eyebrows. And you guys gave me this idea. I've had too many women in the last 3 months reach out and ask about eyebrows or an eyebrow tutorial. And sometimes I feel like I'm not even the right person to do that because I do have a pretty decent eyebrow for 53 years old. I plucked all of my eyebrows off in the early 80s and then again in the late 90s plucked them all off to like a tiny little razor thin line. And I'm so fortunate that they've grown back. Now, I will say, as a 25-year professional makeup artist, I have worked with every eyebrow and every bald eyebrow that you can think of. Okay, I've worked with women with alopecia. I've worked with women who've gone through chemo. I've worked through women who just have overplucked in their life and they have nothing left. And that's all ages, all ethnicities. So I do feel experienced to talk about it, but I realize that the audience might think, well, like you have a brow. But I do know because I work on so many women in the span of over a couple decades who don't have brow hair, and I can make their brows look so beautiful that they squeal and they run out and buy the product, okay? Let's talk hair growth first. If you do have a sparse brow, if you do have a brow that is starting to slowly thin over time, or like my mom overplucked under here and her tail for so many decades that she had this much of an eyebrow, like this much. She had this much of an eyebrow and nothing left. So to those women, or even to someone like me who has brow hair but you would like to continue to grow it, I turn to castor oil. And I'm not sure if you've tried castor oil or if you've heard of it. It does take consistency. It absolutely takes consistency, but this is organic castor oil. Make sure it's organic. You want the finest grade. And I take it it comes in a dropper, and I just take a little bit on my fingers and I just rub it in. I used to use a spoolie, but honestly, just rubbing it in, because you want it to get into that hair follicle too and the hair. But the castor oil does grow brow hair and it grows it pretty nicely. Then I had a company reach out to me in December, Plume Science, and I'll put a link in the show description. I always call it a show. In the video description, I'll put a link because they're so generous. They are offering you guys 15% off with the code Clean Beauty Babe. Okay, so I'll put that in the show description or the notes. But this is nice. And what is unique about the Plume Science is you can use it on lashes and eyebrows. And they have ingredients in it. This is different than a typical lash serum. It's kind of white, if you can see it. It's kind of white. And what I do is I put it along my lash line, like where you would put a thin eyeliner, and then I put it on my brows every night and I rub it in. Now, I don't know if you've had success with lash serums. I've had too many lash serums now. Cause that reddish brown color on my eyelid, the itching, the chafing. I've had to cancel so many brow serums. The one that I've used for lashes, not brow serums, lash serum, the one I've used for a couple years now is Grande Lash, but I can only use it 2 to 3 times a week. If I use it more than that, I start to get irritation. This one I've been able to use every day with no irritation. You can see I literally put no makeup on because I really just want this video to be about my brows. And this can go on lashes and brows, and it has all natural ingredients. It's vegan, it's cruelty free. Okay, so those are some tricks you can do to help grow brow hair. I'm going to discuss every single brow product you can think of, but bottom line, if you don't have eyebrow hair and you really want an eyebrow, you are a candidate for microblading. I have too many friends now who have gotten microblading. I have a friend in Beverly Hills, Jasmine. She works for Anastasia. She does microblading and all the things brows. Anything you could do to a brow, Jasmine does to the brow. She is the most gifted brow artist on the planet, in my opinion. And you can follow her on Instagram at Jasmine's Arch. She has a huge following. She does daily videos on eyebrows, and I learned so much from her. And she can take a blonde, nothing brow and just make it look like the most beautiful thing off of the cover of Vogue magazine. So follow Jasmine Arch. She's way, way, way more talented than I am. But I am going to talk about all things, okay? So I did a series of TikTok videos, and I'm going to go through this quickly because I want to keep this brief. I'm going to show you my favorite method on myself. I'm going to show you what I use on most people in my professional chair when I'm on commercials and corporate videos and photo shoots. And then I'm going to show you a couple alternatives. You can always go to my Instagram or my TikTok. Instagram is Michelle M. Spieler, and TikTok is Clean Beauty Babe. I have shown everything. I have shown how to use a pomade, how to use a micro pencil, how to use a brow pen, and how to use just a tinted brow gel if you're in a hurry. If you have eyebrow hair like me and you're just in a hurry and you're not real skilled at doing all the little tiny strokes, tinted brow gel will do a beautiful job. I show all the things. So I'm not going to re-show those here, but I will talk about each one. So my favorite thing to use when I'm in a hurry are the tinted brow gels. And you can go back and watch one of my little videos. They're all under a minute, but they really lift the brow, they bulk it up, and they slightly color the hair underneath. These are by Beauty Counter. Glossier also makes a clean version called Boy Brow, and they come in your typical hair shades: blonde, brunette, black, probably like a taupe or light brown. So tinted brow gels are amazing, and I invite you to go check out that video. I will try to use a clear brow gel most days regardless of what method I use. Another thing I want to talk about, but I'm not going to demonstrate because I'm not a fan. It's these waterproof, almost like a tattoo brow. Now, it's not that Maybelline one everyone's showing where you paint it on real thick and dark and leave it on, and then you peel it off and it leaves behind a tattoo brow. I'm not even touching on that. I'm not even going to discuss that product. This is one of the ones that you can put in your brow, and it stays in for a day to 3 days depending on who makes it. This is by L'Oreal. I only have this because an actress sat in my makeup chair for a commercial. She loved it. She said she sweats. She lives in Atlanta, humidity, and it stays on her for days. So I used her product on her and I was impressed. So I went out and bought one for myself. I don't like it. My sister has one by the company Wonder Brow. That's WUNDR, Wonder Brow, and she can paint it on and it can last for days. And I can attest to that because we were in Hawaii together and she would not have to reapply it for days. And we were swimming and in the ocean and sand. So the Wonder Brow is also a great product. I'm just not a fan of something that stays on that long. I like to take it all off at night. But if you are someone who lives in oily, if humid conditions, or you're super oily, or you get a lot of hot flashes and makeup doesn't stay on your face, you're a good candidate for these ones that you just paint on. You wouldn't use this. This is a joke. You would definitely take like a little angled brush and brush it on, okay? But I'm not going to waste my time with those because I don't like them at all. I don't like them. And oh, here it is here. Do you see? I put it there. And I'll take like a baby wipe and I'll show you. I'm rubbing pretty hard. It's not coming off. See? So if you have trouble keeping brows on, these really are great products. Just make sure you get a little angled brush, okay? This one is by L'Oreal, but I would recommend the Wonder Brow. But this is a lot cheaper. I think it's 16 bucks. Okay, so next up, here's what I do for people in my chair. If someone has a decent eyebrow, and I mean they have brow hair, I will use a brow shadow. Okay, this is by Stila. This is blonde. It's a warm blonde and a cool blonde, and also it can work for strawberry blondes, and it can work for women who have light brown hair, almost blonde brown. And then I have this one, which is great for brunettes. And here's what I'll do. I will use these with a little angled brush, and I will fill in all the hair. Now I only use this on women who actually have brow hair, and I will fill in all the hair. Okay, the reason I stopped using these on myself is because like in certain light it looked like I had caterpillars. It kind of makes them look too powdery and fluffy, so I'm not a fan of these anymore, but it's what I did in the 90s. It's what I did in the 2000s. I only switched to an eyebrow pencil probably 10 years ago. Okay, but I'll use this on women in my chair 100% of the time. And then I will switch to a micro pencil. I love micro pencils. I'm a huge fan. And I'll do little strokes here and out here. Now remember, in the tail, you're gonna go this direction. Okay, you don't just draw a line. You wanna do little strokes because that's how the brow hair grows, okay? So that's what I do on women. If you are nervous about doing brows for the first time, you might wanna go and get a brow shadow and a little angled brush and carefully put a brow shadow in your brows. It's very forgiving. If you make a mistake, it brushes right out. And then if you need a little more definition, you can go get yourself a micro pencil, okay? And you can get them at the drugstore and they don't cost very much money. So that is what I do on women in my chair. That is pretty much 100% of the time what I do. Now, if someone doesn't have any eyebrow hair in my chair, then what I will do is I will do the micro pencil, or I will do one of these Benefit pencils, which is, can you see that? It's like a thick angled pencil, and I will kind of block in the color, kind of create an eyebrow shape, but then I still go in with a micro pencil to add a little bit of detail. So it doesn't just look like a block of color the way we used to tattoo brows 20 years ago, or it's just a block of color. It looks like there's some dimension, there's some little hairs there. Very important, especially for high def television, okay? I know what you're thinking, Michelle, it's too many products, I'm new at this. I hear you, okay? This is why I love the micro pencil, because the micro pencil really, to me, can work for anyone. Someone with brow hair, someone without brow hair. But if you really want to achieve that more dimensional look, it really helps to do a shadow with a micro pencil or a thicker pencil with a micro pencil. And in no time at all, that's going to make sense to you. But right now, it might sound overwhelming to do too many products. Okay, so we also have the brow pomades that I talked about also in a video. This one is Anastasia. Anastasia, just so you guys know, if you are a blonde, Anastasia to me makes the prettiest blondes of any company in the world. I don't think anyone comes close to Anastasia in the blonde department. They make beautiful pencils, they make beautiful micro pencils, and they now make brow pens, which was sold out, so I couldn't get it. But the Plume Science also makes a beautiful brow for blonde. This is the Plume Science, who also makes the growth serum for lashes and brows. Plume Science also sent me this with their beautiful brush that goes with it, and the little angled spoolie. And this is a treatment and makeup in one. So unlike any other product I've ever tried, this actually has ingredients in it that will help grow your brow while you wear it. So it's kind of brilliant. And I demonstrated that in the TikTok and Instagram video. And then we have, oh, Plume Science also makes micro pencils. They sent me this as well. And it's a really, yeah, it's a really nice pencil. It's soft. It is a cooler blonde, so if you're worried about going too warm in the brow, it's a cooler blonde, and it has the spoolie on the other side. That's Plume Science. Remember, if you use my code CLEANBEAUTYBABE, 15% off, okay? And so then we have the brow pens, and the brow pens are kind of my new obsession because you can see they have the three, do you see they have the three little, can you see? Yeah, they have the three little brush tips, and they're felt, and they draw on so well. I love them. They look light on the hand, but remember, anything goes darker under the brow hair. And I got those in 2 colors because I think you need 2 colors. I think you need a lighter one to fill in kind of the shape and the general region of your brow, and then the darker one will help go in with the tiny little details and give it more dimension, okay? So those are all the brow products I can think of. I do know that my friends, do you know those women who just really have never had an eyebrow their whole life? It's almost just kind of bald, or it's so light it doesn't show up. 2 in particular, I'm thinking, I've got microblading, and it changed their life. I mean, they roll out of bed and they have eyebrows, and I really do believe in microblading, but I still have enough hair that I can hold out. Microblading does require a touch-up, usually within the first 3 months, and then you, depending on your skin and just your genetics, you might have to get them touched up in another year or 2 years, but definitely by 3 years, you're going to be redoing them all over again. Cosmetic tattoo is very different from body tattoo. So, okay, I'm going to get started with doing my brows, and I'll just do a quick demonstration because we're already at 17 minutes. But my favorite brow pencil right now is by Morphe. Morphe, I think it's Morphe. It's a micro pencil, $5 at Ulta. I just love it. And I start, oh man, my dog stinks. She's sitting down here at my feet. I start by drawing a line. Do you see that? And then once I draw the line, I go up from there. I love it because I can create little tiny strokes. If I don't like them, I can always take them off with the spoolie. But I find pencils are so forgiving and so easy to work with. And it can really get in there and color that skin underneath the brow hair. But then again, I use it even on women who don't really have brow hair, okay? I love it. I absolutely love it. And then I take it and I fluff it out. And by kind of fluffing it out, you also lift off a tiny bit of product which softens it. Don't be scared at first, okay? Don't be scared if you go too dark, because you can always just spoolie it back out again. So now I'm going to do this one. Now, like most women, nobody has symmetrical brows. So see how this one is way up here and this one kind of goes, so I'm almost like lopsided, and I notice it with a lot of women. So what I'll do is I will go a little bit lower into my brow bone area. And then over here, I'll compensate by making the brow a little bit higher. Go a little bit higher, and I'll try to even out that asymmetry. Remember, Brows are sisters, not cousins. They resemble each other, but they're not matchy-matchy. I mean, they're sisters, not twins, right? Sisters, not twins. They're not supposed to match 100%. They just can't. Everyone's face is asymmetrical. Okay, so I've kind of evened that out. Let me make sure. Okay. Okay. Now, I'll just do that most days, but I'm going to be a little bit extra today. I want to do a pomade to go in here and further do a little bit more detail work. So if I was going somewhere fancy, or if I had a really important job, or if I was doing a really special photo session on myself, I would go in with a little more detail. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that pomade, you want to dip it in, but you want to make sure you don't have too much product, otherwise it'll go on clumpy. So I always tap it to my hand to make sure it's like razor thin. Look at that. And then I'll go in and I'll make little brush strokes. Remember, up here at the top, our brow hair kind of grows in different directions. So if you still have brow hair, always look at that and see which directions it's growing in. And then I'll go in here, make a couple little hair strokes so that it looks like, see? Gave my brow a little bit more bulk. I really like it. And then you can brush it up into place. And then if you have a little area where you're like, not sure if I like that area, that spoolie is your friend. It will brush it right into place. Okay? I love it. I might even go a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. Add a little bit of strokes. Added a little bit of strokes here and added a little stroke there. And it takes just playing and practicing, okay? So that is that Plume Science pomade over just the Morphe pencil. And I love it. Now, because I love it, I'm going to lock it into place with the brow gel. This is just a clear one. Oh wait, that's the tinted. That would make me really, really dark. If I was going for a dark 80s messy brow, that would have been a fun look, but I'm not. So we're gonna do and this one especially I like to keep brushed up because this brow's higher, so I brush this one up and I'll brush this one down. You'll see in a minute. Okay. My newest obsession are these brow pens by Essence. These are $3.99. I got it at Ulta. I love it. I love it because look, I can go in, I can add a little tiny hair stroke, especially down here, so I can make this arch a little bit lower. And then see how I'm doing this? Oh yeah, I mean that looks so realistic. That looks like real little hairs. $3.99. I love it. And again, if there's an area you don't like, you can kind of scrape it off. But I love that because now it fills in my brow a little bit more here, so my brow's not as high. And then, yeah, I created little hatch marks here, little hatch marks over here. And you're just, just play with it. There's no right or wrong. It's just makeup. You can take it all off. Or if you're not sure you like it, wear it for a few hours. Wear it on a Zoom, or see what you're, take a picture and send it to someone you trust, like a friend, or send it to me. And I'll tell you how it looks. Because sometimes at first we're like, ooh, that doesn't look good, or ooh, that's too much. So find someone honest in your life who you trust, okay? So now I'm looking a little bit more symmetrical. It's never going to be twins, but I'll be happy if they're just like really close sisters. Okay? I love it. So that's it. My favorite thing to do is the micro pencil, and honestly, the brow pen. This micro pencil is $5 at Ulta, and this brow pen is $3.99 at Ulta. So you just get an amazing eyebrow for under $10. Play with it, practice. Just don't get frustrated with yourself. It takes time, okay? Makeup is art. You can't just sit down and paint Van Gogh's Starry Night and nail it the first time. It takes a lot of time and a lot of practice, but it's fun. And if you don't like it, take it off. But that is my comprehensive brow video. I'm sorry I couldn't do every single technique for you, but I've spent all week breaking down each technique, so you can always find all of that on my Instagram or my TikTok. This, I wanted to put it all into one place, talk really openly about different brands. Benefit makes phenomenal brow products. They just do. They even make a tinted brow gel, but I didn't like that as much. I like these are Beauty Counter. I really like the Beauty Counter. One is clear and one is tinted, and I love it. We have the Plume Science, who makes a micro pencil. They make this beautiful pomade, which is a treatment and makeup in one, and they do the brow and lash serum in one, and it's all natural, vegan, and cruelty free. We have the Maybelline pencils, and I'll be honest, I bought a few of these for my kit. I have it in blonde, taupe, and dark brown. Before someone lovingly reached out and said, you know, Maybelline still tests on animals, and I'm like, darn it, because Maybelline makes really good products. So Maybelline, get your act together. But so I don't throw it out once I spent my money on it and liked it and, you know, didn't have the receipt. I'm like, okay, I'll just use up what I have and then I'm done. So if you don't care about cruelty-free products, and no judgment here, but I just am growing too big of an audience to offend people, and honestly, there's just no reason for it in this day and age. It's China. I blame China. You have to test on animals in order to sell in China, and so, but the Maybelline is really nice, and it's probably $7 or $8. Okay, and then of course we have brow shadows. These are by Stila. We have the tattoo brow, and this one is the L'Oreal tattoo brows. And again, L'Oreal tests on animals too, so I don't even like this. Honestly, I don't know why I have it. I really don't like it. This is the Unbelieva brow. We have the Pomade by Anastasia. Anastasia also makes micro pencils, slanted pencils, traditional pencils that you sharpen. She makes the ink pen one. I mean, Anastasia's incredible, and really, truly, my favorite blondes in the whole entire business is Anastasia. She nailed it. And she also has the most hair color range in brow products. To me, she has the most diverse coloring, because there's so many different versions of blonde. And she even makes a beautiful one for strawberry blondes. Okay, so I think that's everything. And then of course we end with the ink pens, and these are the ink pens with the 3 tips. They have the 3 little tips on them, but you could also find just the single one. It almost looks like an eyeliner, but it's for brows. But everyone at Ulta was sold out of the single. Everybody, or at least in my coloring. So I thought, well, gosh, Essence is, cruelty free and gets great reviews on TikTok, and I've never seen anyone do their brow pencils, but I've seen other products from Essence, and so I tried them, and man, I love these. I love these. I really do. I love them. So now you can see that is micro pencil with brow pen. This is micro pencil with pomade. I like them both. What do you think? If you have any questions, put them in comments. I will put a certain amount of links. I'll do the Beauty Counter link and the Plume Science link, but everything else you can get at Ulta, Sephora, Walgreens, CVS, Target. And then I think that's it. I think that's it for now. Let me know of any upcoming videos that you would like to see, and I hope something I've demonstrated or spoken about today has helped you. But again, I'm always here for questions and I'm happy to help. Bye for now.